If you want the same kind of agent workflow on your own machine, check out conductor.com. Conductor works with the coding agents already in your current setup. It runs fully local, and I'll also show the open source repo and native coding agent screenshots later in this video. Google may have just made its strongest move yet in AI app building. Sundar Pichai posted a short clip showing a new full-stack vibe coding flow inside Google AI Studio, powered by Gemini, tied to the Antigravity coding agent, and connected directly to Firebase. That matters because most AI coding tools still stop at code generation. They help you write files faster. This demo is aiming at something bigger. You type an idea, the system generates code, turns it into a working app, and points you toward a real backend path instead of leaving you with a pretty front end and a mess afterward. The clip is only about 22 seconds long, but there is a lot packed into it. So let's break down exactly what Google showed, what is officially real, and why this matters if you build products or follow the coding agent race. The current vibe coding market has a real bottleneck. Tools like Cursor, Claude Code, and Codex are powerful, but they still assume you know how to steer a project, wire dependencies, set up hosting, connect auth, and make the thing survive first contact with actual users. Then you have the app generators, tools like Bolt, V0, and Lovable. They can move fast, but the weak spot is what happens after the pretty demo. Where does the backend live? How do you add auth? How do you persist data? How do you ship without stitching together 5 more services? That is why Google combining Gemini, an agentic coding layer, and Firebase in one flow matters. If this direction holds up, Google is trying to collapse the distance between idea, generated app, cloud backend, and deployment. Let's walk through the actual clip. The first screen says, "Build your ideas with Gemini." The model selected is Gemini 3.1 Pro Preview. So right away, this is framed as a build surface, not just a chatbot window. Then Google types a prompt asking for a first-person laser tag game in an indoor arena. The prompt is not vague. It includes movement controls, pointer lock, click to fire, arena layout, lighting, laser beam visuals, enemy count, score counter, maybe a timer, and a suggested stack with React 3 Fiber and Dre. That matters because it shows the system can take a pretty detailed product brief, not just one cute sentence. Next, the UI shifts into a split view. On one side, you can see the assistant workspace. On the other side, you can see generated code. Then there is a follow-up edit prompt, make changes, add font. That tiny moment is actually important. It tells you this is not just one-shot generation. Google is showing an iterative loop. Prompt, generate, inspect, refine. Then the clip cuts into a playable game. You get a neon arena, first-person movement, visible targets, a timer in the HUD, and the feeling of a live interactive build rather than a static mockup. Finally, the clip ends with Google AI Studio and AI.studio/build on screen. So the proof is pretty clean. Prompt to code. Code to runnable experience. Then a destination URL for the build workflow. Now, here's the part we can verify from Google's own docs and blog posts. Google's Antigravity blog describes Antigravity as an agentic development platform. Their pitch is that it combines an AI-powered editor with a manager-style surface where agents can plan, execute, and verify tasks across the editor, terminal, and browser. In other words, this is about orchestration, not just autocomplete. On the Firebase side, Google already has a strong full-stack story. Firebase Studio is positioned as a browser-based environment for prototyping and shipping full-stack AI apps, with support for app generation, preview, publishing, authentication, and databases. So even if Google AI Studio, Firebase Studio, and Antigravity are not the exact same product surface, the direction is obvious. Google is connecting its model, its agent layer, and its backend infrastructure into a much tighter workflow. This is where the post gets more interesting than the clip. OpenAI has momentum in agentic coding. Anthropic has trust with serious builders. Cursor owns a huge chunk of day-to-day AI IDE usage. But Google has something the others do not have in the same way. It has Gemini, Firebase, Google Cloud, browser-first dev surfaces, and now a clearer agent story with Antigravity. If Google nails the handoff from prompt to working app to backend services, that is dangerous. Because the winning product in this category may not be the one with the smartest chat box. It may be the one that removes the most steps between idea and ship software. That is exactly why the built-in Firebase angle matters. Auth, hosting, database, deployment, preview, iteration. Those are the places where side projects usually stall out. Zooming out, this is where the whole market is heading. Not just AI that writes code, but AI that owns more of the software delivery path. Planning, generation, testing, edits, deployment, and verification. That is also why I keep talking about local-first orchestration. If you want a setup that works with the coding agents you already use, check out ConductorOSS.com and the Conductor OSS repo at github.com/tyrannik06/conductor-OSS. I'll show the repo, the native coding agent launch screens, and the current setup on screen here. Google is pushing the cloud-native version of that future. Conductor is the local-first angle. Both point to the same truth. The real competition now is who controls the workflow, not who finishes a single function fastest. If you want me to break down more launches like this, subscribe. And if you want an agent setup that works with all your current coding agents and runs fully local, go to ConductorOSS.com and check the open-source Conductor repo. This space is moving fast, and the winners are going to be the tools that actually help you ship.